Okay, so today I'm semi being a bad boy. I'm parked on, can you see that up there? Oh, it won't zoom. I'm parked on state land between two properties where the old iron bridge, when I was a kid, there was an iron bridge that came across here. One lane traffic at a time. People had to take turns. Big tractor trailers would come zooming in 934. Brrr, and of course at that point in time, my mammy and pappy lived over here. And now there's a newer modular home put on a foundation, but my mammy and pappy lived in a single wide trailer back here. And the property I'm on, well, it's a property that my mother grew up in for part of her younger childhood days. And on the map, on the acres property map, where I'm at right now, this is all state access. It's the same, it's all part of the Swatara Creek, and the state owns pretty much up to them tall weeds right there, and then across. And the building on the corner, it's funny because I'm pretty sure it's people in the corner, the guy that owns it, because I can see his name on the app. He thinks he owns all the way down to the Swati. There's a nice new set of steps made out of wood, and at the bottom there's a no trespassing sign stapled, so that if kayakers were to get out here, they see the sign and they don't come up this way. Problem is, I don't want to argue with the guy, and I don't want to be a douche or a dickhead or anything else, but neither one of these properties up here, their property lines don't join in the middle. The state still owns that right of way where the road used to be from the older iron bridge when I was a kid. At least per the property line, the app, which it seems pretty damn accurate everywhere else I go, so I'm pretty sure it's still accurate here. And it's been showing that for as long as I've been using the app, 2 years now, 3 years, so, but I'm back here walking now. Of course, where I'm standing normally this is the floodplain from the Swatara. As a child, I saw it all the way up here to the top of the hill behind my mammy and pappy's trailer, almost lapping the driveway. Their front yard was completely underwater. Their driveway was under. Now that culvert that would flood is now a pipe, but this would still flood, and the water's gonna back up in the creek, and it's gonna go through the culvert over to the other side next to the doctor's office, and then it's gonna fill their front yard, just like it did when I was a kid. But it was amazing. As soon as I got over to those tall weeds and got a visual of the back of the property that was once my mammy and papa's, the wave of emotions that I felt inside, kept myself composed, because yeah, the wave of emotions internally in my head and in my heart, wow, sadly, I wish that property would have been mine if it could have been, but unfortunately, my mom wasn't the only one that had anything to do with it. If it would have just been my mother, chances are I'd still be living over there. That would have been my place. And then I would have never lost it to no woman in my divorces or anything else, But I really wanted that place because when my mammy passed away, I was at, almost out of a couple years, a year or two from graduating high school. And I ended up getting married right after out of high school. So I really wanted that. I wanted this property. I grew up over here, playing in that yard, mowing that yard, playing in the creek that runs along it here. Even though when I was a kid, there was pigs and horses and cows and other farm animals across the street doing their business in the water. But you know what? That's why my immune system's so damn strong. I was playing in pig and horse shit piss water and gray clay. I thought it was clay. I was ready to make pottery. Yeah. That wasn't real clay. But look how strong my immune system is to certain things, But yeah, the women, and it's amazing though too, because when I was a kid, this was all open. From up there, you could see all the way down here to the water. And over the years, people don't seem to feel the need to maintain like they used to. And it's sad for the house that my mother grew up in. Over the years, we've had quite a few major floods where the Swatara Creek was at record level highs. And those record level highs put water right up against the back of the house, and on the back of the house is the outside entrance to the basement. Thus I know at least 2 floods when I came over, pulled in that lot. The water was all the way up against the back of the house. The basement was full. Now, on my property app, it used to be it was some kind of incorporated company owned this property. But now it actually has just a single man's name on it, William W. Kelly. And I tried to look up William W. Kelly, and I find something about some famous anthropologist and another guy from Brentwood, Pennsylvania, that died at age 40 in 2022. But I don't know. So I got to figure out how to actually try to find. I got to go to the courthouse, I guess, because I think it was at the proprietary office or something. Somewhere, either in there or online, I should be able to look up properties and get all the owner's information, by tax ID or something. I don't know. I should be able to find the people's information to contact them in case, because who else is going to know how to contact them in case of a catastrophic problem or something, or, whatever. But that old house, the house itself was still good. Quite a lot of years ago, big tree that overhung the roof caused some roof damage. I know it, so it probably has water damage in part of the house. The roof had a hole in it. I think the last owner or this owner, it appears like they may have had the roof patched. The tree was removed. The tree is still there, but it was cut off just shy of the house. But the basement was flooded. So as many times as the basement was filled with water, and I used to drive by here to see if somebody was going to be pumping it out. Nobody pumped it out. It just evaporated. So for a whole basement full of water to evaporate, how long does that take? So the chances are that house has major mold, major issues. And it's sad because they've left it get to that condition to where now it's not worth trying to fix. But it was a good old house, and it is a good old house. But now it's going to cost too much because people didn't give a damn. And I can't stand that when people buy these properties and then just sit on them and don't do anything with them. Let them dilapidate. Drives me crazy. Well, as I'm walking back here on the state property, I noticed this. Let me turn the camera around so we can, that came from up there. There, that came from there. Well, that broke off and it stabbed itself in the ground. Now, let me tell you, I mean, that's in there. That is in there like it's a tree. And then I just noticed over here, there's another one. Wait a minute. Yeah, no. Oh, that was a tree. That's one that the water ended up destroying it. And then it broke, because here's the rest of it. Okay, snakes, go away if you're in here. Wow, see, look at all that. This bank used to be wide open. My mammy and I used to come down here, walk right across the creek, walk across this open, clear section. And then, well, there used to be a bunch of rocks down here, like the rocky edge over there. Well, that was over here, and it went out like halfway almost. It's all gone. Those big floods, the last couple big floods we had, have completely changed any spot on the entire creek that I grew up and that I knew in my lifetime up until that flood. Everything I knew how it was is now changed. All the rocks that my mammy and I used to walk out on, even a couple years, not that long ago, a buddy of mine who came fishing here, those rocks were still here. And I actually saw a copperhead on them rocks. A little baby, and it kept trying to strike at me. But all those rocks are gone. You know, it's just amazing how the power of Mother Nature and what Mother Nature can do. But it didn't do it all those years that it flooded. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of good big floods when I was a kid, and it never took away these rocks. But 2000, what was it? 16, 17. Yeah, 16, 17. Well, even 2000. 2011, 2016, 17, and maybe one more since then, you know, that has completely changed the course. I mean, it would almost like we need a decent flow, we need a decent amount of rain that would raise the Swati out of its banks now, just to knock all this stuff down. But it's really, like I said, when I was a kid, the people that lived in this house, they kept all of this mowed, maintained, all the way up to the creek. As a kid, my pappy maintained that. Then after he passed away, and when I was a teenager, I was mowing the yard for Mammy. And these properties, they were beautiful down here, you know. Now it's this. It's either completely overgrown and inaccessible, or people want to develop things on everything, but nobody cares anymore. I don't get it. But I was doing a little bit of swinging up there around the house. I did with my cheap detector, and I figured I wanted to give the old Garrett a chance to show me something that my Dr. O-Tech may have missed. And the only thing I found was plenty of scrap. I found aluminum. Diet soda can, that was just down here on the state property. So you're welcome, state. I will send the state my bill for litter control. Yeah, old piece of burned aluminum. So, and I do remember the people that lived there when I was a kid, they always burned a lot of their trash. Yeah, old steel can bottom, piece of aluminum from a can. Where's the other one? Somebody's putty knife, but it's plastic handle, so I know that wasn't back in the old days. Wouldn't have been wasn't my pappy's, that's for sure. The oldest piece of metal, I don't know, this can here, I'm gonna guess that's probably either a fruit cup or it was a pet food like cat or dog, but it's got glass in it. It's crushed and the glass is stuck in it. So this is like the oldest piece of trash that I just found, and that's it. Nothing. And I gotta admit, I mean, this property's been here a long time. I would have expected or thought that I might find at least a couple of coins or something, older coins. But then again, I didn't grit it off. I just did a quick swing over because, you know, it's private property. And, well, until I get a hold of Bill Kelly and get permission, I just figure as I walked across to get down to here on this state access land, I just went swing, and a couple good signals, but they really weren't because it's just aluminum. Damn, aluminum always false signals. But so if I can find out how to get a hold of William W. Kelly that owns that property, I can get full out permission. I would definitely like to find out who he's got mowing it, and then be able to try to help, even if I gotta borrow somebody's lawnmower, weed whacker, whatever, and I'd be more than willing to manicure that property for him, just to make it more accessible for the detector. But and I'd even do that for him free of charge, just to let me detect the property. There's a lot of trash. I guess the last tenants that rented that place quite a lot of years ago definitely left a lot of trash, a lot of cans and just junk. But so sadly, like I said, it is, I can't even look at that, can't even get down to the water like we used to, because, well, there's no stones open. This whole side here has become a drop off. Oh wow, look at that big, where that tree's down. Okay, I don't want to be standing underneath that. I'm not feeling that lucky in my life anymore. Yeah, let's stay on this side, because yeah, definitely not feeling that lucky. Nothing better than a big giant piece of tree ramming down through the top of my head and out my asshole. Yep. Well, the creek is definitely, it's wider here, but it's, you used to be able to drive the tractor right along that. There was a edge along there that I could drive the tractor down. It's going. Huh. Ain't that something? Yeah, shame. Of course, yes, if I would have had that property, even if I would have done what they did and put a modular in there or a new double wide trailer or something, you know. Most of the trees in the front, though, are still, all the pines are still there. They totally don't care about the back part of the property. I guess if I lived there, I wouldn't be living in a van, but then again, who knows if I'm living. If I was living there, I might not even be alive now, because I may not have been in the situation I was. I might have just died from that first SVT, because I may not have had anybody, had nobody there to take me to the hospital. Now there's part of the chimney from this side, and I'm not even sure. I know the top windows were busted out and open for years, so the birds were, yeah, that place is trashed. Certainly ain't what it used to be. There ain't even a, they were working on the front door entrance, because that was all new brickwork. And a new header in there to help hold up the old brick. It's a shame. A downright shame. And there's a little garage, and the garage is full of all the molding and the anything they tore out from inside when the first person started this remodel. But yet, no, they stole the somebody took the AC units. Okay, I guess AC units are worth something. And the railing, they took the railing. Of course, you know, scrappers. And they're looking out the back door. It's completely gutted and stripped. Sad. Very sad. Yep. All parts of the chimney. I don't even know how the chimney fell down. The bottom part of it's still attached to the house. But yeah, this here, the last time that it flooded that I came out here, the water was all the way up to the top edge of that concrete and over to here, and this was all just water, which means that basement was full, because that wood door ain't holding nothing back. I can just imagine. They tried to tarp this off to keep water out somewhat at one point, but more metal sheet. The old soffit. The old brick. Huh. I know my mother will be able to tell me. Is that a homemade, it was a homemade foot scraper, wasn't it? That went all the way in the ground. And then you use that to clean the mud off your shoes. Mammy and Pappy had a nicer one over there at the trailer. And I tore the roof off the back here. Oh, what's this? Part of the old fence railings and stuff. Wow. That'll make a nice display, I think. Yes, I'm going to be a bad boy. Just one piece, one souvenir. I cleaned up some trash out of the yard, so it's the least. Save a relic piece of railing, metal railing. Memories of Harper's. So, yeah, it's a shame. Top floor is definitely destroyed. The basement's destroyed. But see, at times like this is where if I could hit the all those times when people say, "What would you do if you hit the Powerball?" When it's, insane, stupid amounts of money. I would buy properties like this and save these houses, old houses. Whatever the cost, I wouldn't care, because if I'm not stupid, filthy rich, I would save this house just because of the history behind it. Not sell it off and have places developed and torn down and built into shopping centers on the corner. But the universe doesn't like thoughts like that. The universe doesn't apparently care about saving history, and the universe cares more about the developers and the money-hungry, greedy a-holes in the world that are destroying everything. That's what the universe cares about, unfortunately, sadly. At least it's the way I see it, because it's what it's proving to me. It's proved it to me time and time again. That's why I'm poor and rich a-holes get richer, and the rest of us with good hearts, souls, and minds and ideas stay poor. Because we're not supposed to get rich to be able to do good things. At least that's my take on it, because that's my life. That's what it's always been. It's what's been proven to me. So, but yeah, so I'll end it here, because now I'm getting kind of upset and I'm going to start ranting more. And I don't want to rant. I'm not going to rant anymore on this one. I'm going to remember the memories that I have coursing through my veins right now. my childhood over there. Coming across the creek, I remember as a kid, the family that lived here had kids, or there would be times where there was kids here with them visiting, family of some type, I guess. I never knew who they were because I was a kid. I didn't. Ooh, a hummingbird. Hummingbird. There ain't no hummingbird feeder here for you, buddy. Wow. But you know, there was younger kids over here. And if I did know the kids' names, I don't remember them now anymore. Over the years, I forgot. But I'm just gonna remember the good memories and try not to get too upset with what it's turned into, or not get any more upset than I already am. So I'm gonna let you all go, and appreciate you watching, joining in, and I'm sharing with you my childhood history, my mother's childhood history, living in this house, growing up in this house at some point for part of her childhood. My pappy used to, well, across the street's a doctor's office now, but it used to be a general store and the post office. My pappy used to play Santa Claus, dress up and play Santa Claus in there at winter and around Christmas. I remember my pappy taking me across the street to the farm behind the general store, and he'd talk to the old man there, and we'd be standing inside the pen, and the billy goat started trying to butt me in the leg, and it hurt and made me cry. And then I remember Pappy just going over and grabbing a hold of that billy goat and grabbing a horn, and I think he punched the billy goat in the head. And the goat left me alone. There's only just a few memories I got memories. Riding on the John Deere tractor with Pappy when I was a kid mowing the grass. Sitting in the back porch room where the wood coal stove was, watching the birds on the bird feeder with Mammy. She'd always be able to name them all off. That's a chickadee, that's a finch, that's a this finch, and that's a this and a that. And she knew every bird. Good memories. Fight for love, not hate. Catch you guys on the next one.